Hey there, this is a video for a program I've been working on called Multistreamer. It's a web app that you run on your computer or server or Raspberry Pi or whatever that lets you, you can push video to it and then it will relay video to one or more streaming services at the same time. And on top of that, when you start pushing video, it will reach out to each of those streaming services and update whatever metadata it's got to do to get your video going so that you don't have to log into a bunch of different websites and change a bunch of fields all over the place. You can just have this one page where you get a list of fields for all your accounts. Boom, 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 boom. You're done. And then the other feature is you can have an IRC chat room where you'll get messages like comments or whatever from all your accounts like in one spot. So here above me, I'm logged in with ADM to Multistreamer with IRC, and then over to the left is the Multistreamer web interface. So in Multistreamer, there's basically two concepts. There's what's called a stream and what's called an account. So down here, I've got accounts that I've already added to my profile. So for instance, a Facebook account, Twitch account, YouTube. To add accounts, you just down here are some links to add, new account types. Right now, as of this recording, this supports Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can also, if you have a service that will accept, you basically there's that custom RTMP type where you can just punch in an RTMP URL to whatever service. But obviously, RTMP won't update any metadata or anything like that. But still, that's still handy for doing the simulcasting thing. So anyways, and when you add accounts, it's just using regular old OAuth. So for instance, I'll go ahead and I'll just re-add my Twitch account because it's not going to hurt anything. You get the page asking, oh, do you want to authorize this web app to do whatever, blah, blah, blah. By the way, this, like I said, this is something that you run on your own. This is not a service that I'm showing you. You have to go to, I'll have a link to GitHub at the bottom under the video here, and you can go check it out. So anyways, so once you've added some accounts, you create what's called a stream. And a stream is just a collection of one or more accounts. And an account can be on as many streams as you want. So you can have all kinds of different streams of different groups of accounts. Or you can even have, like, if you want, you could have multiple streams that all have the same accounts on them, but each of those streams can have different metadata for when you go live. So basically each stream gets its own stream key that you can use. So let me just go ahead and I'm going to click create a new stream here. Give it a name. Hey there, this is a stream. And I'll add, say, my Twitch and my YouTube to it. And once you create a stream, you'll get here, your RTMP URL to push video to, and you'll have a stream key that you can use. You can hit this little button to show it. And then you've got all these boxes here to fill in. So many boxes. So basically, each stream has a generic title and description field that could be used as sort of a shortcut for filling everything out. I'll show you what I mean here. So I was punching here. This is title. And here is a description. So if you scroll down here, you've got your Twitch settings, right, where you have a field called title. You have your YouTube settings where you have a field called title and description. So to save some time, you can just hit this copy button and it'll get filled in. But then if you want to customize, you still customize things per service. So, for instance, if I want to put some hashtags or something into my Twitch stream, I could do that. And then obviously, there's going to be some service specific settings to punch in. Let's see here. Let's get all these filled out. And yeah, so that's it for filling out that metadata. And you can always edit metadata link will always take you back to that metadata screen, just an FYI. So yeah, so now let me show you show you in action. I've got a stream I made ahead of time called Awesome, which is going to go to my Twitch and YouTube accounts. And so if you look at the IRC window here, you'll notice I'm in a chat room called, John-Awesome. All the IRC chat rooms are always named your username-stream name. So just so you know how to find them. Or you can always, type /list or whatever and get a list of rooms. So yeah, I'm going to start streaming in OBS here. And, I had this set for Facebook. Let me change that. Here we go. And now I'll hit start streaming. And this is going to get weird and recursive in a second when I pull up Twitch and YouTube. But anyways, so in the IRC window, you'll see that a couple of people joined. There's a user named YouTube-John-Regan and a user named Twitch-JPRJR. So those represent your accounts that are live. When an account goes live, it will join the room that represents the stream that's going live. So my Twitch is now live on the Awesome stream, so my Twitch account has joined the Awesome room on IRC, right? That's how they all match up. So let me go and pull up my Twitch, and let me move my IRC window. There we go. So I'm going to type something into the Twitch chat here. Hey there. You'll see it popped up above me in the Twitch chat, but also to my left in the IRC window. Here's a message from a user named game.tune-twitch. So it'll always be the Twitch username dash or whatever services username dash, network, right? So now let me pull up my YouTube. That's a video from earlier from take one of this video. So yeah, there's the same video being simulcast to YouTube. And if I come into the chat here, and in a second or two, it should pop up in the IRC chat. There it is. And so in addition to the IRC chat acting as a receiver for messages, you can also send messages from there. And you do that by you address the users that represent your account, right? So if I write to the YouTube user, and you can do that, you can address the user by typing @username, or if your message just begins with that username, that works. So let's see here. So YouTube John Regan, yo man, and popped up in the YouTube thing. And then same thing here with Twitch. Under Twitch, I'll type, let's see here, Twitch, la 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 la, and popped up in the Twitch. Yeah, and then if I hit stop streaming, and also get off that so I get the weird recursion thing goes away, you'll notice that those IRC users left the room. And also, when you stop streaming, Multistreamer will do whatever it's got to do for each service to, stop. Like with Twitch, you don't have to do anything. On Facebook, I don't think Facebook you have to do anything, but on YouTube you don't have to do anything. But on Facebook, it'll send a like, hey, the stream is over, command. Now I'll go ahead and demo Facebook. I wanted to do Facebook separately because it's against the Facebook terms of service to simulcast live video. Unless your other, destination is your own site that you own, you're not supposed to simulcast to Facebook and Twitch. But if you have an RTMP endpoint, for your own website, right, then it's fine. And you should double, I know Twitch, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to do it on Twitch if you're not a partner. I don't really know what the rules for YouTube are, so you should check all that before you start really using all this stuff and, before you get shut down or anything. So let me move this over back here for a second. So an interesting feature too of the Facebook module for this is it can send video to pages as well as profiles. As far as I know, like if you log into the Facebook web interface and you want to go live from your computer, that's just not a thing, right? You have to go live from your phone if you want to go live on your own personal Facebook. On Pages, you can get the RTP URL. They have a whole thing for that under the Pages publishing tools. And so yeah, so this supports profiles and pages. And I'm going to look into adding, apparently you can do live video on groups and events, so I'll look into how to do that and get that up and running, hopefully. One feature that is missing from the Facebook module is you can't post comments to your live video from that IRC room. And that's a limitation of the Facebook API right now. You just can't do it, as far as I know. But that's something I'll work on, or hopefully they'll have an API update where you can do it or something. I don't know. So anyways, and when I do OBS window capture, it doesn't pull up the dropdown for some reason, but under this profile page here, there's actually a drop down that lists my own profile as well as pages I have access to. So I'll send a video to my personal profile instead of myself only, so I don't send notification to my friends that I'm going live. And there's a live video from earlier. Let's go ahead and hit start streaming on Facebook. And you'll see in the IRC window above me that a Facebook user joined. And so let's refresh this. Come on. There we go. And let's get into that. There we go. Sorry. The Facebook starts, playing the audio into my headphones while I'm trying to talk, and that got really distracting. Now it's muted, and I'm good. So anyways, I'm getting the weird recursion thing happening, so let's be quick on this before it gets too crazy. So let me move my chat window. If I type a comment on Facebook here, hey, with a couple Y's, in a couple of seconds, it's going to pop up in that chat window. Boom. And I should mention this earlier, but this also supports the emotes, right? So if I hit love, it should pop up in there. John Regan Facebook loves this in a few seconds. ADM renders it kind of like the ADM renders that really strangely. It just does star loves a star. That's definitely not what's actually being sent. It's sending the normal IRC style emote thing. And it also supports Twitch emotes, so if somebody types /me, blah, 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 it'll show up, correctly like it's supposed to. And as far as I know, YouTube, I don't think has a concept of emotes. So let me, let's get out of that. Get the fuck out of there. Okay. Oh, God, that preview window is amazing. Ooh, look at that. So anyways, that's it. I'll go ahead and hit stop streaming. And now the stream is stopping. And the user left the room. And so, yeah, that is about it. So github.com/jprjr/multistreamer, or there'll be a link in the description where you can learn about how to get this up and running on your own. It runs on Nginx with a Lua, like an embedded Lua module. And it's I'm a pretty big fan of that stack because it seems like I can get a lot of bang for my buck out of that stack. Like I'm running this on a server that costs me like $12 a year to run it. It's insane how low the system requirements for Nginx and Lua are. So yeah, that is it. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll check it out. And yeah, all right, bye.